guys make a pretty good living doing that. Maybe Eric can retire and you guys just don't put on the horse shows everywhere.
He's pretty stressed right now. He's pretty stressed right now.
I didn't bring our lane in. Why don't you?
We sprayed 300 acres today, but I've got another 500 to spray.
That's not that big a deal.
I looked at 3 of that 500 acres, and the grass is lush, and weeds are lush, that tall. And I took my 4-wheel drive pickup out there, and the back got stuck, and I was trying to ruts that and I just think get it right. It's terrible. It is. I never seen it. A couple of weeks anyway, and the weeds will probably be as tall as they can.
Also, I never anyway.
I am still
Oh yeah, that's I can't see her here. I just make
You ready for Washington?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel better.
Because
go to sell barns.
2
years ago, we had
Get 5, 3, 4 Last week they got 4. Well, it's going lower than it was. I talked to a friend of mine.
Maybe what we tried to teach you.
He said, "You're 300-400 pound calves."
I don't know how he always has.
So
I called him someone.
Shade walks to the grocery store. I didn't know.
Really? No, I got the fires coming.
Is she taller than you?
What about steer?
That's her steer.
She has. I mean, she was always tall, but I was just like, shut it.
Yeah.
Not kidding. That steer that's
She's just, yeah, she's a little woman.
All that steer weighs 1,100 pounds.
Oh, dollar something maybe. I don't know what they're getting out of some big steers.
Not much.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's good, but your pound price isn't going to be near what those are. Hey, Becky, I forgot to tell you, you can tell Dave if he's running when the speed will be at snowing in the morning. It's on my truck.
Okay. Sounds good.
So we always worry about when the female's going to have stuff ready.
Yeah.
I got it this afternoon.
All right. I'll tell them. They'll be like,
It's cooler, yeah, it actually is.
We'll call tonight's meeting of the Beloit City Council to order. Mandy, would you take a roll call, please?
Bob Richard,
Yes.
Lloyd Luttrell,
Present.
Tony Gingler,
Yes.
Kent Muller,
Yes.
Matt Audie,
Yes.
Rick Brown,
Yep.
Robert Peterson.
Yep.
Thank you. If you'll stand with me for the invocation of Councilman Kent Miller and the pledge of allegiance.
Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we just come to you this evening and thank you for allowing all of us to be here. We ask, Father, for your guidance and your directions and the decisions that are made tonight and the things that are said will benefit the city of Beloit and help to make it a better place for all of us to live. Please be with our servicemen that are protecting us both overseas and in country, and also please be with our law enforcement officers throughout the United States and the situations that they're going through. Father, again, we just thank you for everything you've done for us, for your guidance and direction. We ask these things in your son Jesus. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lloyd, do you have anything at this time?
I had a question from a member of the public, at least one, that wants to know if we are going to be spraying for mosquitoes.
Spraying for mosquitoes? I don't think we ever have.
Oh, yeah, we have.
We have.
Do we have a fogger?
We have a sprayer. I didn't know we had that. Just in general, I mean, throughout the town.
Yeah, that was the question.
Okay.
And we had all the rain, they're wondering about
Oh,
puddles
okay.
and
Right.
breeding grounds for mosquitoes.
Okay, all right.
And I wanted to find out if we're still dumping limbs and stuff over the riverbank.
No, I don't think we are. I mean, down in the park?
Yes.
I haven't seen any. Is there something that's been pushed in there recently, or?
Yes.
Okay, all right, I'll check that out.
And a reminder about Glenn's evaluation, are we going to still?
Yeah, we need to
that
be
soon?
doing that.
And I'm glad to see the logos on the city vehicles. Thank you.
Okay, I don't think we got all of them yet, but we got probably 90% of them done.
The ones I checked were all had them.
Okay, all right.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Matt?
Yeah, I got a couple things. I was real happy to go to the 2 new businesses that have opened in town recently, the Bobacues and the Kettle. Those are both really nice restaurants that have opened up. And I've also had a complaint about the bathrooms at the Cookie League ball field, and I was hoping that during Glenn's thing, he might be able to talk about the bathroom situation and our responsibilities for that. And then also, I just had a report, I'd like to hear something about the North Campus street project that was pushed back last December to around this time. Are we in compliance and all that? Are things good or not?
Okay.
That's all I got.
Okay.
There was a representative of PBI here last week from out of Denver, and he was involved with working with the Rockies baseball field and that type of thing. But he came out just to take a look at the fields here in Beloit, and he said that he was very impressed with what we and her crew were doing up there on all the soccer fields and the baseball fields and everything else. He said there's not too many communities you can go to that have as good a facility. It's a nice compliment. Yes, very nice compliment.
Mr. Brown?
No, not this time.
Todd? Tony?
Yeah, I've had a complaint about the guy that's doing the demolition on the houses around. He's running his great big old excavator down the streets and hasn't done them a lot of favors.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there,
To follow up on that.
is there anything that we can at least do, or at least?
Yeah, I think they can trailer those. I mean, they should be able to.
That great big old excavator backhoe, yes, with the tracks on it.
So by St. John's football field right now.
Okay. Anything else, Tony?
No, that's it.
Thank you. Bob?
Well, I'm going to jump a little ahead on Glenn because his report's going to be next. But I'd like to know, have the railroad crossing on Percy?
They haven't contacted, and they recently changed their manager, so I have a different guy to contact now. They said they'd do that this spring, and they haven't done it.
Okay, I talked to Susan Contanon,
Okay.
2:30 this afternoon.
All right.
And she said it, well, one thing about your report on 14 here, you keep repeating the question, but you never put a date on when all this goes. And you got a date here, they're gonna start in the spring.
Yeah.
Well, 5 days from now, summer starts.
Right, yeah.
So, and Susan said that she's been trying to call these people, but nobody answered the phone. Susan doesn't have an office. All the information goes to the Capitol Library, and
Right.
and then they
Yeah.
contact you or me or whoever
Right.
calls her.
Right.
So I appreciate you kind of get that going, because we're gonna have harvest coming, and probably
Yeah.
now they're gonna say, well, we'll have to wait till harvest. And then they'll say, winter's coming, we'll have to wait
Yeah,
till
right.
spring.
We've heard a lot of it.
So
yeah.
we better be on
So,
top of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything else, Bob?
Not right now.
Okay, thank you. Katie,
No, not this time, thank you.
go ahead.
Well, let's start out to address the one question about the ball fields. We have a very complicated arrangement with a lot of the fields. There's various people who own different parts of the property up there, and they lease to so-and-so, and then different people have responsibilities, and that seems to have changed over the years. The one field we're talking about right now has a concession stand and a bathroom that has significant mold in it and should be open. So what we're gonna have to do is, well, historically, the Lions have taken care of that field. And and I think they actually paid for or built that concession stand bathroom at one time. That was back in the day. So they're gonna have to make a decision whether to rehab that or, I mean, we've looked at trying to clean it, but the mold has been so aggressive because of all the rain and the roof has been leaking. So you can go in there and try to clean it up, the mold will come back pretty quick in there. So there's not real good choices. We didn't open it right now because what we're probably gonna have to do is put some porta potties out there to basically get through the summer and get through the tournament we've got coming up, I know, in July. But, yeah, with a significant mold in it, I wouldn't say, but we should open it right now. But really, historically, we haven't maintained that. We supply utilities, but we haven't really maintained the field. So it's been the service clubs that have done that, so.
Glenn, is that the field
That's
that's
a
on?
cookie baseball field.
Yeah.
Is that the one that's on school property?
Yes, yeah. And so, see, they maintain it, and then we, so there's always been this three-way agreement, on different things, and for whatever reason, that has not really worked out this year on that. So, we're kind of waiting for them. We talked with them about that, and they know what the problem is. But a lot of people assume that we should be taking care of that, when really it hasn't been our.
I just know that some of the property owners adjacent to that have been complaining about kids peeing in their bushes.
Oh, I see.
So,
all right, yeah.
They've got a valid point.
Yeah, we don't want to see that. So they haven't got the porta potties out there. So anyway, I think that's the best way to go. In the long term, they're probably gonna have to make a decision whether that building should stay there or not. It really has really bad problems in it. I think it might be saved, but that probably a pretty significant cost on that. So, whatever. Okay. What else? As far as the streets go, yes, they are. We finished our part as far as the contract and what our guys are doing. We're continuing to work up there on the 20th Street that connects up there. But you notice 2 houses are being built. The foundation and actually structure being built up there right now.
but we're not in breach of contract.
No, we've finished everything as far as connecting the streets around and doing the things that we have promised to do. So, and then the rest of it you see continues. Dollar General's putting up the superstructure of its store out there, and so curb and gutter and streets are being putting on the rest of it up there. So, good progress all the way around on that. What I did include here tonight, which I got from Tim.
Back in the day when we first done that at that place, wondering in contracts and everything, weren't they supposed to have housing done within 2 years?
From when they closed on
When they closed?
closed on the property.
Okay.
Yeah, and we've
Well, how long has
got
that Cooper Edition been closed on?
well, we just did, the year before, so it wouldn't be, they're not close on that. They are on some of the other ones on the west side, or I'm sorry, the east side. they'd be closer there, because, yeah, he bought those after those other people did. So we'd be closer there. I'm not sure exact dates that they are under that timeline, but anyway. What he did is include here the rest of what's going on North Campus, and then the Ellens edition will be the next one we go to. And the Transportation Department included this little map. There's going to be a extension of the street in the cul-de-sac in there. And we figure that that's going to be about 20 working days to do. It's not a lot of concrete, but cul-de-sacs are a little more difficult to work with than just a straight street goes in there. So that's what you see in that.
And the Ellens edition is off Cherry Street?
Cherry Street, yeah, it's Cherry Street. That new addition, we're about 5 or 6 homes that are going to be built while we're there. We're St. John's is kind of.
When are they gonna start?
Well, we got 7 days, say 10 working days here at North Campus. The detention pond, which I have on here, we're probably not gonna start right away because of all the rain. So we're probably working on that and on Ellens at the same time. So 10 working days out from now, and we'll probably be, so that's a couple weeks in July here.
What about oil in the street?
Well, that's coming next after that, and that'll come after. We'll be doing probably, we have actually two different crews, one the construction crew and then the maintenance crew in the transportation. So you can do both at the same time. And we'll switch, back and forth, some personnel go back and forth. But basically,
You gotta remember, when you chip and seal, it's gotta be hot.
Right, yeah, so we usually do that in July and August, and so yeah, we plan on doing basically a lot of this simultaneously, and as usual, we go back and forth, depending on what the weather is. If it's real hot, get the oil heated up and get that going. So that's what we're gonna do. Exactly how long it'll take to do all that.
Have you got the oil ordered?
Yes.
It's here?
He's got that, yep, he's got that ready to go.
Remember last year, we didn't do A Street?
Chip and seal?
Yep. Ask your man.
So, anyway, all right. Anyway, so that's the plan going forward with that. And then after that, we do have some work we need to do in Chautauqua Park down there. And then the LC parking lot, which we've talked about for 3 or 4 years now, we've dealt with that. And that's kind of an outline of that's going to be, what that's going to look like coming off of Walnut. And the county is going to pay half the concrete costs on that. So that'll be probably wrapping up into the fall when we get to that.
Is the county gonna furnish any labor and equipment to do that?
We hadn't talked, we just talked about sharing the costs, and that was like 4 years ago when we got into this. When we first moved up there, they moved up there, and then we had all the need for it. We really haven't revisited it since then, but we can open that discussion. Well, I don't know what their schedule is, this summer and the fall either, but we can certainly talk about that.
I feel like it'd be a lot easier just to go in there and spread some asphalt.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, we talked about concrete, and that's where we left it, when this came up, like I said. And then we want to go off Walnut, so it's just going to be for law enforcement to really, that's me kind of dedicated for it now. The other thing I want to talk about is that the state of Kansas did push through a budget. It wasn't easy, and that's kind of their business, so how they did their closing of their budget gap. How it impacts us, well, it impacts us directly, because what they did this year was a little bit unusual. What they did was pass a budget bill, sort of, in the middle of the night, basically, that included tax lids, basically property tax lids for local governments, county and city local governments. And what that means for us is that starting in 2018, not immediately, but in 2018, you could not raise your property tax above the consumer price index, which means the total dollars, not your mill levy, not your assessed valuation. We're talking about your total dollars could not go above the previous year's consumer price index. So that will have a significant impact on budgeting going forward in 2 years. Again, it's not 2016 or 17, but when we get to 2018, if that stays, basically, there are exceptions in there, and some of them are basically for infrastructure improvements, improving some roads, and some other various things in there. But the big thing you can do is actually take a vote, but it's the way I read it, you have to take a vote during a regular scheduled election. You could not have a special election for raising your mill or raising your property tax. So basically, what you got going in 2018 is going to stay. That's your property tax for a long period of time under that budget that was passed. So we need to think about that going in here 2016, 2017, as far as how we're going to adjust whatever we need to at that point. So and that'll be important for us. What's that?
On the budget and everything.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's a hard tax cap. It's not just capping your assessed valuation or your mill. You can't say you go more than 3 or 4 mills. It's actually the dollar amount that you would be levying each year starting in 2018. So there wasn't really any kind of discussion going into that. They didn't get a lot of input from local governments before they did that. They just came out in the middle of their budget session and just did that. So they didn't really have a whole lot of warning. And of course, they raised the state sales tax. That was the big thing that they did. And of course, the tobacco and alcohol tax, I guess, where they raised that as far as the revenue enhancement in that part. So anyway, I really didn't see that as part of the state budget plan, but they passed that right in the tail end of it there. So for whatever
Is
reason.
that mill levy increase we did last year, is that gonna carry us through for a while?
Hard to say. I mean, it's really difficult to say what your expenses are going to be 2-3 years in advance. And see, that's what they're doing. They're projecting that you wouldn't be able to raise it above that consumer price index. But how do you project those things that far in advance? I mean, we struggle to do that every year when you're projecting really 18 months in advance. I don't know how you do it for years in advance. I mean, so I'm not sure how that all came about, but sort of in the middle of that process, boom, there it is. And that survived their final budget bill. So anyway, all right.
Back to the North Campus for just a minute. Do we have a plan for what we're going to do with that sand volleyball pit up there? Because now it's a swimming pool.
Yeah, it's underwater right now. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's been submerged with all the rain that we've had. It's pretty unusable. So yeah, I don't know what we do with it as far as repacking it, refilling, or letting it drain, or whatever on there.
We're saving it though. That's my
Yeah.
question.
Oh yeah, we won't have that go. Yeah, we won't have that go away. It'll stop raining at some point. I'm pretty sure of that, but it usually does. But yeah, I'm usually rainy period for everything, which is good and bad. It cuts both ways for everything. So, anyway.
Another thing on that North Campus, that walking trail, seen that?
Yeah.
Why don't we just stop on that till we get the grant money or?
Yeah, I think because we're going to be transitioning over here to the Ellens, yeah, we'll stop where it's at right now.
Because we need some money to do some of this other stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, that's what I'm talking about as far as going forward. And by 2018, see the prices of oil and those, I mean,
Yeah.
will that stay within the consumer price index? Those commodities tend to bounce around, as we know. I don't know. But they did give us some wiggle room as far as raising it, as far as road improvements, but I don't know what that officially means. That language is a little vague in there. So somebody's going to have to probably interpret what all that means going forward for us. But anyway, it is a tax lid, which they've talked about for a long time. And I'm not sure everybody who voted for that really understood how that works. So anyway, all right. One final reminder, we do have our council retreat next week. You got that on your calendar, Monday and Tuesday next week.
2 weeks.
I'm sorry. Oh, that's right. It's not next. It's 2 weeks from now. It's 20th.
It's gonna be here too this week?
Yeah, we'll have it here. Yeah, probably in this room right here. That Monday night, I think the fire department has their monthly meeting there, so we can put with them.
What time are you supposed to be here?
6 o'clock. Start at 6. Okay. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Next item on the agenda is public comment. Carl Eiler has signed up this evening. He'll be the first one to go. You want to address, Carl? You know, our rules are we have a 3-minute talking period, and as long as it's not on any subject that's on the agenda. So,
No problem, Craig.
yeah.
I'd like to thank City Council for their time. You know, we opened this meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance, and I had some definitions. One is a republic. System of government in which the people have sovereign power and elect representatives who exercise that power. They talk about liberty, freedom from arbitrary, undue, or external restraint, especially from the government. Another definition was communism, a political doctrine based on Marxism, advocating the abolition of capitalism by ground roots revolution, a social and political doctrine advocating the abolition of private ownership in favor of common ownership of the means of production and the goods produced, each person contributing as able and receiving as needed. Those definitions came out of Black's Law Dictionary. The rest is some quotes that I've found. This is on property. Government is instituted to protect property of every sort. This being the end of government, that alone is a just government which impartially secures to every man whatever is his own. This is from James Madison. The moment the idea is admitted into society that property is not as sacred as the laws of God, and that there is not a force of law and public justice to protect it, anarchy and tyranny commence. If thou shalt not covet, and thou shalt not steal were not commandments of heaven, they must be made inviolable precepts in every society before it can be civilized or made free. John Adams. So great, moreover, is regard of the law for private property. That is, it will not authorize the least violation of it. No, not even for the general good of that whole community. William Blackstone. Necessity is the plea for every infringement of human freedom. It is the argument of tyrants. It is a creed of slaves. William Pitt. Those who give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. Benjamin Franklin. The natural, civil, and political rights of man are liberty, equality, security, property, social guarantees, and restraint to oppression. Thomas Paine. These quotes came from our founding fathers who knew what it was like to live under tyrannical rule. And I have to ask, who here of these citizens got to vote for the people that are looking at the 3 Mile area? You as the city council. And how do we as citizens of 3 Mile hold the elected officials of Beloit here and the city of Beloit accountable if they pass the 3 Mile area? 80 days ago, I present. Go ahead.
Your 3 minutes are completed.
Okay.
Thank you.
But I still haven't received my questions from the Planning Commission yet.
Okay.
80 days ago, sir.
Thank you, Carl. Next on the public comment is Rebecca Crumbaker.
Hi. Thank you. I hope my voice will carry. I hope that all of you on the council will take a gander at the number of people that have continued to come repeatedly to meeting after meeting. I realize mostly with the Planning Commission, but they're here again because it's so critical and very important to them. But I think what we've been doing is chasing the cat up the wrong tree, talking about the comprehensive plan, where we should be talking about the process that's gotten us here. I think we all share a common love for our country, and probably that's based on the freedom and liberty granted us this here. Our founders established this nation because they had been lorded over and dictated to and rulings imposed on them with no say and no vote. So the founders established this nation as a democratic republic, a democracy that we had direct vote, a representative republic that we had direct vote to a representative that then went in our stead. Therein lies the rub here. The 3 Mile jurisdiction, the way it's concocted, does not allow for either of those. I would like to test the conclusion here. If we were to take, or the premise, let's say we take just the 3 Mile county area and those residents of the 3 Mile vote for 5 people. And then of those 5, somebody plucks 2 people from the city as your representatives. And then those 7 or however many we have jurisdiction over the city. But you have no vote on who sits on that board or no vote who is that representative. Please let that sink in. That's where these people are coming from. You don't have any vote on that board or who's sitting there. I don't think it would pass the smell test. I've been told that every other county's doing this. That's not a reason to do it. That's following like lemmings. I've been told this is trivial. Just let it go. It's not that big a deal. Just ignore it. It's okay. But I would ask everyone here, isn't that exactly how every one of our core principles and morals of this country are being gnawed away on? Chewed down to a little toothpick. We have allowed